Hey everybody, welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5. It is Thursday, January 23rd, and I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And I am Paul Montoya.
And we are joined here by bad girl herself in the leather jacket, Caitlin Moynihan.
She's like,
hello.
She's bad Sandy. She's end of the
today.
show Sandy. I'm
That's
into
right.
it.
Hello.
And we have an absolutely fantastic guest with us today. We have Bubba Weiler from Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Wow.
I'm wearing my Harry Potter.
Yes,
Look
I
at
love
this. I'm on
it. I love
theme
the
and everything.
merch.
We love
Thank
merch.
you.
He's in 2 Broadway plays at once.
That's right. Look at that. Already just goals. We are going to talk to Bubba about that and so much more. But first, let's talk about today's top 5.
We got some more casting today for Caroline or Change.
Yeah, so, we knew most of the cast of Caroline or Change, but there was one hole in the cast list, and it
big
was
hole.
for the role of Emmy Thibodeau, because this is a very important role. And we don't like to put pressure on performers in revivals,
Juicy role.
but Anika Rose did win a Tony for this role.
She did.
It's a good, juicy part.
It is.
And so we finally found out who will be playing it, and it is Samantha Williams, recently seen as Alana in Dear Evan Hansen.
Very cool.
Now, this is really fun. She actually played Caroline in a college staging during her freshman year.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's crazy.
That
That's like
is.
really inhabited. That's like playing
Yeah.
Mama Rose when you're like 13.
Yeah. Yes.
So, and in that production, Janine Tesori, who of course wrote the show, was working there and worked
Yeah.
with her on the
Handpicked,
production, which is
sounds
crazy.
like, yeah.
And of course, Sharon D. Clark is playing Caroline, although maybe Samantha can cover for her on
Maybe.
matinee performance.
Switch roles.
She knows the part. But Sharon also knows the part because she just finished doing it in London, where she won an Olivier Award. Also in the cast, Casey Levy, John Cariani, Tamika Lawrence, Chip Zion, so many great people, directed by Michael Longhurst. The new production of Caroline or Change starts at Studio 54 on March 13th.
I'm so excited.
This news is oh so fetch.
That's right. We're having a little. So this has happened with before, but no, we found out. So Mean Girls is headed back to movie theaters.
Wait. Mean Girls as a movie? That makes no sense.
Right, but it's the movie musical version this time. So, of course, famously, this happened with Hairspray. There was a Hairspray movie. Hairspray was turned into a musical, and then there was a film version
So it's
of
Mean
the Hairspray.
Girls, the musical, the movie?
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes, exactly. Tina Fey confirmed this. She will be reprising her duties as writer of the movie musical.
Cool.
Also on board, of course, are Jeff Richmond, her husband, and Nell Benjamin. You mentioned if Jeff Richmond wasn't on board, what that conversation would be like. You'd be like, no.
Right, like we're just going to write a whole new score.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally.
So, of course, also, Mean Girls, the Broadway production, announced that it recouped its full capitalization. Way to go. Very impressive.
Congrats.
And
Congrats.
the show is in final discussions to have Mean Girls bow in London's West End in the late spring of 2021. So all big news for Mean Girls today, and Paramount Pictures will be behind the film version of the musical. Other than that, we don't know information. It's
Who's
probably
in
gonna be
it?
A little while. We have no idea. We'll see. TBD.
And this is giving us some heart eyes emojis.
Yeah, so we just had, I almost said Leslie Kritzer. Leslie Margarita, another
Yes.
funny lady. Sorry, Leslie
Amazing.
Kritzer, I'm always thinking of you.
Always.
Leslie Margarita, the fantastic Leslie Margarita, was just here on Friday talking about Emoji Land, which opened on Sunday.
To
Got
rave
great
reviews.
reviews.
Yeah.
She got great
Pick.
reviews. It's extended. It's an off-Broadway smash at
It
the
is.
Duke Theater on 42nd Street. It will now go through March 19th.
Oh, fantastic.
It's directed by Tom Caruso, and book, music, and lyrics are by Laura Shine and Keith Harrison. Congratulations, guys. This started at the
amazing.
Nymph, the dearly departed,
Yes,
hashtag
R.I.P.
RIP Nymph Festival. It's so great when a little show starts getting buzz and building, and who knows, maybe it'll become a movie next.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, I'm just saying. Anyway, also in the cast, Josh Lehman, Lucas Steele, Ann
So
Harada.
many wonderful
So many
people.
funny, great
Yeah.
people. I haven't seen it yet. I got to get this on the
Me
calendar.
too.
All right.
I haven't seen it.
Let's go. Anyway, you should go too, Emoji Land.
Yes. And speaking of off-Broadway, we found out the cast for this upcoming new drama.
We were talking about Emily Feldman's new play, The Best We Could, parentheses, a family tragedy, close parentheses.
All lowercase.
All lowercase, and it's
family
very
tragedy.
moody. That a family,
important.
it's very moody. You're absolutely right. Tony winner Frank Wood will be starring alongside Ari Grainer, who I maintain to this day should have gotten a Tony nomination for The Performers back in 2012. But that's okay.
Oh my God.
You know, can you remember?
I'm sorry. Now I'm remembering. What's the MILF joke? I'm sorry.
Oh no,
the jokes are just flying through my head
The
now.
Performers,
Anyway.
another R.I.P. Also joining the cast are Howard W. Overshone, Gabby Beans, and Constance Schulman. The show is set during a road trip between a daughter and her father, that is Grainer and Wood, which becomes a theatrical journey across more than just state lines.
Ooh.
Okay, all right. This will be happening at Off-Broadway City Center Stage 2. Previews begin on May 5th. It will officially open on May 19th, and it is directed by Daniel Auken. Our Grainer is so hilarious. I can't wait.
And the West End is going to be shook over this new show.
Ooh, I like that.
well done.
All shook up. Your jacket reminds me of All Shook Up.
Yes,
Remember
there
that?
It is. Yeah. Oh, I do. Yeah.
Sorry, she adds one little fashion item,
And
and
we
it just
bring it
becomes
up
the
every
topic.
day. Yeah.
So Samuel Bailey wrote a play called Shook, and it opened at Southwark Playhouse, and everybody loved it. And now it's moving to the West End. So this is exactly what you want to happen when you're a playwright. It will now move to the West End this spring. Starting previews April 8th, opening April 14th at Trafalgar Studios. One of those theaters I can't say. George Turvey is the director, and it centers on Kane, Riyadh, and Jonjo, who are locked up in a young offenders institution as they await fatherhood.
Oh, interesting.
Sounds like their lives are
Okay.
getting all shook up.
Yeah.
So anyway, the whole cast from Southwark is going to the West End, and congratulations, everyone.
Very cool stuff. Also, right before we came in here, there was some news found
Yes.
out. So the Oscars are happening.
Adela Dazeem is back on the Oscars.
I'm sure she loves that. I'm
Sorry,
sure she,
old joke.
Yeah, so February
I literally,
9th
right before we went on air, I decided Adele Dazeem's an old
I was
joke. We
gonna
can't
say
make it anymore. And then
now
I
I'm
did
gonna
it.
say it. Well done. Yeah. February 19th is when the Oscars are happening. We found out that Cynthia Erivo,
Yes.
Idina Menzel, and Elton John, all Tony winners, are going to be performing their songs. From Harriet, it is Stand Up. From Frozen 2, it is Into the Unknown.
Quiz.
Yeah, right.
What's the
It's-
song called from the Rocket Man?
I'm Gonna Love Me Again.
There you go.
Right?
You
And
got
it's,
it.
The
Bernie
I'm
Taupin
Gonna
wrote
in
it with them.
parentheses.
Bernie,
That's
right?
right.
Yeah.
Yes. Of course, Taron Egerton's not going to be singing that. Elton John's going to be doing it instead.
Well, he
which-
wasn't nominated.
I
He should've
know.
He
He
should've
won the
been.
Golden Globe. Yeah,
What
I know.
happened,
What
Ryan?
happened?
have
Also, Randy
questions.
Newman will be performing a song from Toy Story 4, and Chrissy Metz of This Is Us is performing the Diane Warren song from Breakthrough. I think
What?
it's called, or like
What?
a documentary. Yeah, she's singing that one. Chrissy Metz.
Why isn't she doing a musical yet?
I don't know. We're gonna
Come
have
on,
to
Chrissy Metz.
Chrissy Metz is going to be right
Do
here.
it.
where
I'd
it's
love to have you
that would
here,
be
Chrissy
fascinating.
Metz.
Yeah.
Also, there's a bunch of stuff from the girl from the North Country.
Yes, there was a
event
presser.
that Caitlin
Yes.
attended.
Yes.
Photos and videos and.
Very exciting.
Oh,
stuff.
also happy opening Grand Horizons.
Yes, of course.
Michael Urie was
Best
just
Wall,
here,
making
talk-
her Broadway debut.
That's
Finally.
right.
Yeah, which really
that's
exciting
super
stuff.
Exciting.
Yes, at the Helen Hayes Theater. Go check it out. Paul, thank you so much.
I'm outta here.
Caitlin, would you please introduce today's guest?
Gladly. Yes, guys, we got Bubba Weiler here with us in the studio today. You guys can currently see him playing Mr. Scorpius Malfoy in Harry Potter and the Cursed Childs, Parts 1 and Part 2. This marks his Broadway debut. His previous New York stage credits include Dead Poets Society, The Burnt Part Boys, Goldor and Mythica, and more. He's been in a bunch of stuff. You may have seen him when he was on screen in Blue Bloods, Elementary, The Good Fight, and more. You guys can follow along the show at Cursed Child US, and you can leave all of your questions in the comments down below. Please welcome Bubba and Ryan.
Hello there, Bubba.
Hi.
Studio audience applause. Hello there, sir. How
Hi.
are you?
I'm great.
First of all, I have to say, I love your name.
Thank you.
Bubba is such a fantastic name. May I ask, why did your parents decide Bubba? Do you have any idea?
So they didn't.
They did not.
They were super against it.
Oh,
I have
really?
all these older siblings. I'm the youngest of 6.
Right, okay.
So when I was born, they were like, this baby's name is Bubba. And my parents were like, absolutely not, his name is James. And they were just like really persistent. And,
Wow.
you know, they all like went to school ahead of me. So they told my teachers like, hey, call this kid Bubba. Everyone agreed to it. And
Yeah.
it's just like, it's
And I
stuck.
looked it up, and I think it means brother.
Does it?
Yes.
That's
like,
something
it
I
could be
never knew.
So look at that.
In English?
I believe, it's an American name, and it is meant to mean like brother or close friend.
Oh, wow.
So look at that.
So
Your
they knew.
siblings knew.
They're really smart people.
That sounds like it. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Let's talk about Harry Potter and the
Okay.
Cursed Child. You are Scorpius Malfoy.
Yeah.
Low key the best character in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Maybe.
At least this opinion
Maybe.
right here. But how exciting is it for you to be doing this incredible role in this amazing show? Tell us all about it.
It's the best. It's
Yeah.
a total dream come true. It's I've always wanted to be on Broadway. I was like, a huge theater kid growing up.
Sure.
So just to be here doing anything is like just so cool.
Right.
But to be doing like this role in Harry Potter
Yeah.
is
It's
like
your
it's just
Broadway
like multiplies
debut.
and multiplies like all the goodness of it. So, yeah.
Right. When you first found out that you were going to be playing Scorpius, what did you, how did you go about preparing for it? Did you reread the books, or you actually read them when you were older anyway? Right. You didn't read them. When
I
you were
didn't read them when I was little.
You had a slightly traumatic
I
experience.
did. I had a
right?
little bit of traumatic experience. I went to school. I think I was like 8 years old. I went to 3rd grade.
Okay.
And over the summer, everyone had read these books.
Yeah.
And I went to class, and I was like really nervous to make friends. And everyone was like, "Hey, like, so have you read Harry Potter?" And I was like, "Yeah, like totally
you
read
read-
those books. Love them.
Yeah,
They're my
you
fave.
lie.
I've
Yeah.
read them tons of times." and then people would be like, "Well, what'd you think of this part?" And I'd be like, "What do you think of this part?" And I'd be like, "That's what I thought too." And so I just like had this whole ruse going that like I knew everything about Harry Potter. And then one of the kids in class had a Harry Potter themed birthday party. Kevin Eversole had a Harry
no.
Potter themed birthday party.
No.
And his
yeah.
mom dressed up as like the fat lady, like in the portrait. You know,
Okay.
to
Yes.
like,
Yes. The Hufflepuff.
yeah,
house goat,
yeah.
Yeah.
So in order to get into the party, you had to answer a trivia question. She asked you a trivia question, and she asked me something like really embarrassingly easy. Like, I remember it to this day. It was, how does mail get delivered at Hogwarts?
Oh.
And I was
You
like,
had no idea.
I was like, just like the normal way, just like.
the USPS.
Like postman.
Yeah.
And all of these kids were like standing there watching me, and their jaws just dropped, and they were like, "Whoa." And so they just like shunned me because, to be fair, I had lied like a lot about it.
Yeah.
So I was just like swore off the whole thing. I was like, this isn't for me. Didn't go to any of the like midnight book launches. Didn't see any of the movies. Was just
Yeah.
like, nope. But
Imagine
then,
how they must feel now too, to be like that.
they probably still think I'm lying. They probably still think I'm lying because I think the fat lady is maybe the Gryffindor house and not the
Oh,
Hufflepuff.
yeah. Wait, is it? No, I think.
Can
I think
anybody
it's
confirm?
I think it's
Is it?
Hufflepuff.
Maybe?
One
Okay.
of our viewers should be able to. Yeah. Sorry. But I
You're probably
interrupted,
right.
yeah.
You have the sweatshirt, so I'll defer to you. But then I went to college,
Yeah.
and I made friends with my like very great best friend Frankie, and she is like obsessed with Harry Potter.
Okay.
Like, was the kind of person that like opened that book, the 7th book when it came out, and like did not sleep until it was done.
Yeah.
And
right,
like cried
right.
the whole time.
Totally.
And so she, at a certain point, was like, "Look, this has been fun, but like we actually can't be friends if you haven't read Harry Potter. Like I just don't know what to talk to you about."
Right, yeah.
So all she asked for her 21st birthday was that I read the first book.
Oh, what a good friend.
Yeah.
And once you read the first one, the rest
Exactly,
is, like,
exactly. I
there's
read the
no-
first one and then like burnt through the rest of them
Right,
and
totally,
had
yeah.
the best time.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then I was hooked. Like I went to Harry Potter World and like cried there.
yeah, absolutely.
And
So you're all caught up now.
No,
All's
I'm
good
good to
now.
know. Yeah,
and
yeah,
now
good
you're
to
making
go.
your Broadway debut
Yeah.
in a new Harry Potter story. What do you remember most from that night when you made your Broadway debut? What memory from that sticks out the most for you?
Almost none of it. I was so scared. I was so scared that, well, I mean, like, it was just like there were so many emotions happening
Sure.
all at once. But I did sort of black out the whole thing. And
I feel like I hear this a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems to happen.
and I remember like going in like remember every second of this. You know,
Yeah.
like this is what you've wanted. Like just like really lock this in. I like stepped out on stage and I like think I said all the things in the right order.
Yeah.
And then I was off stage. And like I later told this to some of my acting friends and they were like, "Yeah, welcome to your Broadway debut. Like that is what it's like."
Right.
So.
And so, had you seen the show before you joined as a cast member? Had you seen it?
I saw it A couple of times, like right before
Okay.
we started, after we rehearsed it, like right before we started performances.
Amazing. So now that you know the magic behind everything, what do you do you like hold that over? Do you like be like, I could tell you secrets about Harry Potter and the Cursed Child? Oh, like do you lord that over?
It's
to people?
really funny. People will come
I can imagine.
and they'll be like, so like, how did this happen? I'm like, look, I can't tell you. And it's like, oh, like we don't care anyway. But how did this happen? And it's like, guys, like people will get like really angry, like they get angry because they want to know so bad.
Just keep the secrets.
And I can't tell them, obviously, and I don't want to tell them because it is fun to have
I
secrets.
bet it is. Yeah.
But
the
thing
power
about-
dynamic of Harry Potter in your life. What a turnaround.
I know.
That you now have information your third grade friends would be desperate to
That's
have.
right. That's right.
So well done.
Feels really good.
Redemption.
Yeah.
But the thing about the magic is, I'm always like a little tempted to tell people
Yeah. Your
because it's
presence
still
is
amazing.
dying
It's still
over
amazing.
But
Like,
please don't.
You're right. I won't. I promise. But it's still amazing.
Yeah.
Like even once it's like, wow, like that's an amazing way to do that. That's so exciting. So.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about what kind of a student you would have been at Hogwarts?
At Hogwarts?
Yeah. Do you think you would have been a good student?
They recently asked, in an interview, they asked us all like what we think we would be like in as a profession. And everyone was like, oh, I'd be like an or I'd be like a dragon tamer. And I was like, I think I would just like kind of be like an herbologist. Like I would
There
just
you
want to
go.
like
Yeah.
hang out in the greenhouse and like be with my plants.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
I think I would have been like much low key than these boys are. They're like
Yeah, troublemakers.
totally.
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
too
But I mean,
they're
good
too
trouble.
ambitious in my opinion. But
Your character's too ambitious.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that. Speaking of, what was it like to? You've developed a friendship with Nicholas, who is your Albus, of
Yeah.
course. What has that experience been like for you? Do you have a friend for life once this is done? Are you two done?
I was gonna make a joke like next to the worst, and I don't want to see him again, but my heart hurt too bad even
Just to
thinking
like
one
think
up.
it? Yeah.
He's really the best. I don't know what I'd do without him. This job would be so difficult if he weren't there to like support
that's
me
great.
and we support each other. There are so many great things about him. He is maybe the most positive person I've ever met. Like he walks in every day as if he's making his Broadway debut that day, and like
wow.
he's like, here I am on Broadway. And sometimes I'm just like tired and like, yeah, like of course, like we've been doing this for like 10 months. And he's like, yeah, but it's still great. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's still great. Which is what like the work deserves,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
you
yeah,
should, like
absolutely.
everybody wants to be here, so you should want to be here too. So yeah, he wants to be there every day, which is the best you could ask for. He's a great DJ, which is like a really good thing to have in a roommate.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, he just like
Okay.
has a great taste in music.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
He's
yeah.
not like
he's a good
he's not,
playlist
like-
curator.
He is a
Yeah,
a musician and he
yeah.
writes a lot of
Oh,
good music.
Great.
But I don't think I don't think he's a disc jockey,
Right. Yeah.
as
Right.
it were.
What's something since you've been playing Scorpius for a while, what do you admire most about that character now in the time that you've been playing? Because he's he's the one you go into the show kind of like not knowing the most about, and
Yeah.
there are a lot of moments there. What do you admire most about him?
So much. Scorpius almost always makes the kindest decision he can make. And Harry Potter, I think, is like all about being kind and brave. And he just like has that in spades. Like those are like the two top things that he is. But nobody knows that about him. Like he
Right,
goes in
right.
and everybody assumes the worst about him, and he has to prove that to everybody, especially the bravery thing. Like that he has a line where he says, like, if I could tell my dad one thing, it's that I'm occasionally capable of more bravery than I think I am. So he is like, he has to convince the world of who he is.
Yeah, that's great. And what's something you've learned about the Harry Potter fandom? They're of course legend, but now that you're fully immersed in this, what's something you've learned about that fandom?
Well, one thing that I was surprised to learn is that they are they're incredibly open, right? Like I was worried because it's this thing that people love so much, and I was worried it was like a hey, don't mess with what I love,
Right.
kind of situation. But they're so open, particularly fans of the play, right, who have seen other casts and have fallen in love with other casts.
Yeah.
are like, and we do a different thing. Everybody does a different thing. So
Right.
I was worried about filling, in
they'd
these
be-
shoes,
yeah.
if they'd be willing to like accept a new Scorpius. And they have, like, they're really generous, and the audiences are like wild.
Yeah.
They are so ready for another Harry Potter story, and it's just like the most open, generous, enthusiastic audience, and so like whatever I do next, I'm gonna like be in some Ibsen play, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
be a
where's
little
all the
spoiled.
mid-scene
Where all the people
applause? Like,
screaming?
yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I'm a little worried about that. But.
I'm sure you're going to be fine.
Thanks.
I'm going to open this up in just a second. But first, just tell me, when did you first realize that you liked performing, and when did you first know you wanted to do it professionally?
I realized it all pretty young. My older sister Kay was like in all of her high school plays, and I just thought like she was the coolest person ever growing up. And so I literally just like followed her around, and in one of her high school plays, they just needed kids to like run across the stage.
Sure.
And I just like got to hang out with all these like older cool kids all the time, and I was like, this is great. And then I decided I wanted to do the long story is that I was like a really serious tennis player.
Tennis.
Yeah.
player. Oh wow.
Yeah, I like
okay.
traveled the nation playing tennis tournaments.
Really?
That's what my life was gonna be about.
Wild.
Was like on track to like play in college, like that kind of thing. And I got hurt.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and like couldn't play for a year. Like lost my rankings. Like wasn't really an option anymore. I was like
Wow.
bored sitting around the house, and my mom signed me up for voice lessons because I kind of like to sing. And my voice teacher like sent me to an audition for a production of Oliver, which Matt's sister Abby was in. Matt Mueller.
Matt Mueller.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
And
yes.
also Matt's parents were in.
Mm-hmm.
The
The Muellers.
The Muellers.
You knew the
The
Muellers.
Muellers, yeah. And then from then on, I got injured from that show and was like working in Chicago as like a child actor. And then as soon as I met the kind of people who are actors in Chicago, I was like, this is what I want to do
is my
forever. Like
crew.
these are my people.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great. But what I also took away from that is you sing. So maybe a musical soon.
I love
Yeah.
musicals.
Mm-hmm.
I audition
You're
for
in the
live
place for
musicals.
'em.
I don't often get cast in musicals. But yeah, no, I do. I like to sing.
That's great.
I don't know if I sing professionally anymore.
Oh,
but,
okay.
yeah.
Well, maybe we'll see.
Maybe we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Caitlin, what would
Yes.
our friends like to know from Bubba?
Yes, definitely. Okay, so first question. Lisa says, you are delightful. Any pre-show rituals that you do for every show?
Yeah. Nick and I have some like really dorky things that we do. And he might be too embarrassed if I share them. I'll share them.
Yeah, go ahead. Nicholas isn't here.
Yeah. Before every show, we give each other a big hug and we say, "I love you, can't wait to meet you," because we like meet on the first scene is like us meeting on the
Right,
Hogwarts
yeah.
Express. And
That's adorable.
and then before the second part, we hug each other and we say, "Smell you later." I don't know why we say that, but that's just always what we say.
That's really sweet.
And then we've recently started this pre-show ritual, which we call boot ball. The rules are pretty simple. You try to bounce a ball into a boot. It's $1 to play, and whoever makes the ball into the boot gets the pot. And it's a really hard game, so the pot like grows and grows and grows.
yeah.
I won
and is
like
this
$90
just
last
you and
week.
Nicholas, or is this?
This is like the cast.
Everybody. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. You won
And crew.
$90.
I won $90 last week.
Wow. It's those
Come on.
wand skills.
Yeah.
That really just.
And the best rule about it is you're not allowed to practice.
Okay.
No practicing. So like when
You
when
come
the money's on the
in,
line and you throw it.
You bounce it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So no one ever gets
What a
picked good
fun
at it.
dressing room you two have.
Very nice.
That's great.
Amazing. All right, so Jake wants to know, what was your first experience with Cursed Child? Did you read the script when it was released as a book, or did you see it or did you audition? What was the experience with that?
This could be a lie, by the way.
Totally read it. I read it
So
a
long
bunch.
ago.
I have read even the lines that aren't mine, all of them.
Good. Yeah.
I read it when I auditioned for it.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to see it before I auditioned for it. Because that was when it was like almost,
it's
it was
still-
really hard to
it's
see.
still-
It's
it's still hard.
yeah. But it was very hard to see it
Yeah.
originally. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it, and I got sent the script when it was time for me to come in, and I read it then.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
Amazing.
homework.
Nice. So we have time for one last question. All right, and Kara wants to know, what is your favorite on-stage moment with Nicholas as you guys are Scorpius and Albus?
I like this. Oh, I don't know if I can.
Can you say it?
Yeah, I don't think I can say that one, so I'm gonna have to choose a different one.
Second favorite.
Oh my God, what can I say? They're all so fun is the thing. Like it's just like such a good time with him. He's it's like different every night, and we're always like trying to make each other laugh, and it's always a really good time. Yeah, I can't say the one that I want.
We have to be very careful. Yeah,
Keep the secrets, y'all.
To find out, you should go to the
no.
Lyric Theater on Broadway
You'll be
and
able
watch
to
Harry
tell.
Potter and the
You'll
Cursed
tell.
Child Parts 1 and 2, and you'll know that's what Bubba couldn't tell us. That's the moment. Bubba, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
coming by. It's such a pleasure to have
Thanks,
you.
this
Please
is really
come back
fun.
and visit us anytime you'd like. Remind them where they can follow your adventures and all of that.
Oh, well, I'm on Instagram, but I'm a little bit of a lurker. But yeah, I'm at Bubba Weiler on Instagram.
Okay.
You won't see that many posts, but I'm there.
I think I looked earlier. I think you have like 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I
gonna
think
be
that's-
mostly of like my nieces and my
Just
some
gonna
dogs.
yeah, no, that's fantastic. We'll start somewhere. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Caitlin, would you please take us out?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single weekday here on Facebook, and you can listen to us where we get your podcast by searching for #live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.